guys.
Welcome. This is so cool.
Hello.
Hi.
Good to haven't seen you in so long.
I know.
Hi, ladies.
Hey, sweetheart. I'll get all these names straight. Absolutely. Hi. We've been very excited about you guys coming.
Everybody, we're missing one. Oh, there's one more.
All right.
They just keep coming.
That's so cool.
It's like a clown car, you know.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
one of those things. How many more they got in there?
That's what our trailer looks
That's
like.
what our
when we
trailer
all
looks like.
come out.
Yeah. So, let us go in and sit down and introduce you to these fine folks.
All right.
Tiny House Prepper. Hey everybody, I'm Bill,
And I'm Elizabeth with Tiny House Prepper.
and we have some very special guests with us today. We're very excited to meet them.
Yep.
This is Steve and Christy, and they have a very special life.
Yeah, it is. It's very
Special's
cool.
a nice word to use, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. They live full time in their RV. They travel all over the country. And, you know, people often ask
It's okay, Judith.
whether it's really possible to travel or to live in an RV when you got kids. Is that possible?
I would say yes, but it depends on what your definition of possible is.
Yeah,
You
well,
know, you
so-
have to make some sacrifices.
So how many kids do you have?
Last count?
The last count?
We're growing number 9 right now.
Okay.
So
And
we
they're
have
all
8.
with you in your travel trail?
Yes.
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 They're all
So,
here with us right now.
They're all here with
lovely.
us, and in just a minute you'll see them all. So, what is it that you do? Why do you travel? What's it all about? Tell me about yourself.
We've been traveling full time in an RV for the last 6.5 years now, and we do a music ministry where we travel around the country and share my original Christ-centered music
Cool.
with congregations all over the country, and we've been to all of the lower 48 states. We've shared our music mission with literally thousands upon thousands of people throughout the country, and so that's really what we do for a living. I mean, I don't know how far back you want the backstory to be, but
Well, yeah, I know. You told me you were in real estate appraising before that.
that's right. Yeah.
But the main thing here is that it's just fascinating to me that you're making this work with a family this size, and that you are ministering all over the country.
Right.
pretty cool.
I see so many full-time RVers on YouTube that talk about why they're doing it, and they say, well, they just got tired of the rat race and they wanted a simpler life, or they wanted the adventure, something like that. But you guys have a calling to do this.
Right,
You have a
and-
purpose for it, not just that you want to get out and see the country.
Exactly, and that's one of the side benefits of what we're doing, but that's not the main reason we are
Right.
doing what we're doing, and that is somewhat of a difficult thing that we have to convince people of when we're traveling around. Is a lot of people think we're on vacation, and so they just say, "Oh, this must be so. We want to do what you do," and we have to kind of remind people that we are not on vacation. We do have a reason for being out and doing what we're doing, and that is to spread the gospel through our music mission.
Right.
And so that's our primary function, being out on the road. But I always also have to go back. You mentioned I was a real estate appraiser. A lot of people do this voluntarily. They go out and say, well, I want to, we want to see the country, and we want to, do something different than the normal life, that most people live. Whereas in our case, we were kind of forced into this situation. At some point, we were given no other choice. We lost our house, we lost my business when the economy crashed, and all we had a travel trailer and we had a van, and I had already been doing a music ministry part-time up to that point, and it was kind of at the point where God was just closing all the other doors, but he opened up the door wide open on our music ministry. But we thought, well, there's no way we could do that. Why would anybody want to drag around a family? Well, at the time we only had 7 children. Why would anybody do that? And I would never have thought of it before that. Had never any plans of doing this full time on the road, living with a family of 9 and now 10 and soon to be 11 in a small 250 square foot travel trailer traveling around the country. So, so it wasn't necessarily a choice that we made. I think, God really made it for us. And so, but because that was really our only choice, we thought, okay, how can we make this work? And that, I think, I don't want to say, it's been all wine and roses and, an easygoing thing, but we've kind of made a nice life for ourselves.
Yeah, well, I think for any full-time RVer there are always challenges, but when you add in the challenge of so many of you in such a small place, it even adds that much more. But it looks to me like you've very successfully overcome those challenges. And you've been doing it, you said 6.5 years?
February of 2012 was when we started.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, yep,
Whenever that was.
And
6.5 years.
they have a 32-foot trailer, which is the same size as ours. And people look at us and they say, how can you live in such a small place? Well, there's only 2 of us.
And a large cat.
And a
Very large cat.
Yeah.
You have
Well,
very
and you
large
guys also have a cat.
We have a
cat.
smaller cat.
Yeah.
Well, but beyond that, we also had a dog, a very large dog
We had a
when we
120-pound dog when we first started.
Oh, wow. That's pretty
And a
cool.
shorter trailer. Our trailer was only
27.
27
Oh, really?
inside. Yeah, this was 30 inside. So, yeah.
Did he? Oh.
Yeah, our dog died.
Wow.
Well, I have to laugh because our cat is a Maine Coon, but he's not purebred. And so he looks just like a Maine Coon, but he could weigh 9 pounds more than he does. And I think God knew I needed a mini Maine Coon because I live in a really small place. So, but yeah, he's big.
He is big. He's
Um,
very handsome.
Jesus said in Revelation that he would open what no man could close and close what no man could open. And I really think, like, when you look at our life and the fact that we did not choose this, it shows us after the crash, the economic crash, and what God has done in all of this. I know this has been the Lord, just, making change. There's just allowing and making changes in our life that have turned out to be pretty incredible in the long run,
And I think that's one of the things that drew us to your YouTube channel was that similar story that you guys had, and obviously slightly different circumstances, but a drastic change in your lifestyle from where you were to where you are now. And same with us. The economy crashed. We were in a 3,000 square foot custom home that I designed and built, and had an acre of land out near Las Vegas, Nevada. Fairly successful real estate appraisal business, and really had no intention of doing our music ministry like this. I had my own plans.
Yeah.
And my plans were somewhat more convenient and comfortable. It was.
We understand.
It was more. Yeah, when we can afford it, we're gonna buy a big diesel pusher. We're gonna go out on the road for a few months at a time, but then we're gonna be able to come back to our nice cushy house.
Right.
Outside of Las Vegas and be able to relax. But then when God said, no, I got other plans.
Yeah.
And he closed the door on all of that, and the only thing, as I said before, was left open was getting in our 250 square foot travel trailer and traveling around the country full time. And I think looking back on it, I think if we had an out, if we had a someplace else to go, knowing us the way I know us, when things got difficult, and when they get difficult, I think we've been more tempted to just quit and go back home, because sometimes it gets to the point where we just kind of go, why are we doing this? But then I realize when I hear from people who are very moved and very touched by our music and our ministry and our life, then it starts all becoming more clear as to why we're doing what we're doing.
Amen.
And
That's right.
I always look back to, I just wrote a song, maybe we can play it for you guys, Marissa
That'd be
and I can play it,
wonderful.
called Joy in the Journey, and it's kind of our theme song now. And we I wrote that because I was thinking this is so hard sometimes. But then I thought, when Jesus called the disciples to come follow him, he never promised. He said, told Peter, lay down your nets and come follow me. But he never promised him any, smooth sailing. And all of the disciples were either executed or exiled.
John was the only one
John
that
was the
lived to
only-
be an old man.
That's right. And so if you use them as an example of what it means to walk to be a disciple of Christ, then it's not exactly a vacation. So we're doing a private concert for Bill and Elizabeth. They're our sweepstakes winners. We came all the way across the country just to give them a concert. So.
We appreciate
Don't you
it.
feel honored?
We are honored.
All right, this is our theme song. I wrote this last year sometime. Just as an encouragement to all believers, but it's specifically us, when sometimes things are not going so well, just to be reminded that no matter, even though we have heaven as our goal, that we've got our eyes on the prize of heaven, that there is joy in this journey, and that we should embrace every moment we have here on earth. He said, lay down your nets and come follow me, without a regard for what lies ahead.
And we should never look back, just trust and believe that He'll lead us to the promised land.
And as we take his hand and go on the path to heaven's home, we may venture out into the unknown, but there is joy in the journey, an amazing life to live, when we're called by the Savior to come and follow him. Though we hope for the future and the glory that awaits, let us live in this moment and embrace each step we take. When we follow in his footsteps, there is joy in the journey. There'll be days when we find that we're too tired and worn to carry on and take one more step. But our strength is in Christ, and we cling to the hope that soon we will be at heaven's gate. And what a glorious day when we'll be at a journey's end, and our own eyes will finally see heaven. But there is joy in the journey, an amazing life to live, when we're called by the Savior to come and follow him. Though we hope for the future and the glory that awaits, let us live in this moment and embrace each step we take. When we follow in his footsteps, there is joy in the journey. When we live a life of gratitude for the new life that he gave, when we fill our voice with thankfulness for the price he had to pay, when we join our hearts to worship him and praise the Holy One, when we lift him up to all the world and tell what he has done, there is joy in the journey, an amazing life to live, when we're called by the Savior to come and follow him. Though we hope for the future and the glory that awaits, let us live in this moment and embrace each step we take. When we follow in his footsteps, there is joy in the journey. Yeah, joy in the journey. There is joy in the journey. joy in the journey. There is joy in the journey.
Amen. Beautiful. Joy in the journey. I love the message. You know, so many people have their heart set on heaven or whatever, and they get bogged down in the journey.
Yeah. And
It's a wonderful song.
I can relate to it in that sometimes I just kind of go, Lord, just come back today.
Right.
You know, and because you're just so like, oh, I'm weary, I'm tired of the journey, and so we just need to be reminded every now and then, you know, to find the joy that there is here, and so it's not always easy, but
I think I've really seen that, you know, we finally thought we were kind of getting back on our feet, and then I had the stroke. It was like it's been, if someone would look at our life, it's like, good grief, one thing after another, after another, after another. I'm looking back now and realizing that this whole path that we've been on has been one opportunity to see the power of God at work over and over and over. When we couldn't do it anymore, you know, we saw Him just come through. And what has been honed down and just taken down to almost nothing, then God opens back up again. And what incredible opportunities to see His faithfulness.
And what we notice in your lives is that you reflect that, so everybody else can see that too. So just from the YouTube
Yeah,
experience.
I have to say that you know, and she watched your first few videos too, and you got the same sense. This is before we even knew you guys were Christians, but we knew there was something, you know, different about you guys, and so you do reflect that.
And so I really love your music too. I haven't heard that much of it. You've put some of it on your channel. By the way, they do have a YouTube channel. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But you do all of your own original music?
Yes.
Mostly? Okay.
That's cool.
And the theme song on your videos is your own music. Is that correct?
Yes, the opening, the
Right.
intro, and the extra. Yes.
Right. And then you've done a couple of videos where you show short clips of some of your ministry.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that. So they have a channel called
The Travel Bags.
The Travel Bags.
I should let my wife talk.
Yeah. I will put a link down below if you'd like to check them out. They have videos some about their ministry, some about just traveling and the challenges of traveling with a family and just traveling in RV, and great videos. I really enjoy
Yeah.
your editing and all of that. I like everything about your videos.
Well, the good editing is him.
Okay.
The bad editing is me.
Oh.
So you can tell who's been staying up late.
Okay.
Right?
I've been
The
working
quality
so
of
hard
the
on learning to edit, I know. It's like,
Well, yeah, it's a work in progress, of course.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah, I mean, the Travel Bags is really, and it's not necessarily just, you know, about our music ministry, but we do
Right.
we're trying to highlight just the daily ins and outs, goings on of our lives on the road. How 10 people can function in a 250 square foot travel trailer. And we do get asked that question a lot, especially when we do concerts afterwards. People come up, well, how in the world? Well, first of all, this is one question we used to get. Do some of your children sleep in the van? Because I can't imagine you all fitting in that travel trailer. And so we decided, we should have a YouTube channel that just kind of highlights our day-to-day goings on in our trip.
Well, in
That way
fact,
you don't have to say the same things over and over.
Right. Just go watch the YouTube channel.
in fact, the first videos that I saw from you guys were your backpacking trip in
The Grand Canyon.
Grand
The Grand
Canyon,
Canyon.
yeah.
That was our first one we
And,
watched.
you know, I watched. There were several. I think a couple of them. Weren't there a couple of videos?
It was a
Three,
it was a
Three, yeah.
series of 3.
I watched those, and that was like all you had on the channel.
That's
It's like,
it, yeah.
Where's
Where's the rest of it?
Right. Yeah, we were like, please have more.
So
that's
they
cool.
talk about
Slow.
their travel and their adventures as well as their ministry.
Finish what you're
So
doing.
yeah, check them out. The Travel Bags. I'll put a link below and at the end. And
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
you'd enjoy it very much.
enjoy their journey.
We'd love to have you come along
Yeah.
for the ride
Yes,
and
we
all the
would.
craziness in our lives. So,
Okay.
and thank you for Tiny House Preppers for having us here today and for to be able to meet face to face for the first time. You know, I feel like we know you guys really well. I mean, it's like we're just old friends.
Well,
but,
I was really excited because you guys spend most of your time out in the West or in the Midwest, and so I was excited to hear you were coming into
Yeah.
the Northeast.
yeah, and we don't come out here very often. So.
Right.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's only our second time since we've been on tour coming out east here. So.
Okay.
Well, you know, it's funny for us. We used to have a 3,000 square foot house, and we thought we needed for a big family that was like the minimum amount of space that we needed. And then when we moved into the trailer, and our first trailer was even smaller than the one we have now.
Yep.
And it didn't have a slide out. It was just a straight trailer, kind of like yours but smaller. And we went to visit some friends of ours who lived in a 450 square foot cabin with a loft. And I remember when we walked in there, Marissa said, "Daddy, we could live here." Because it
Your
just seems so
perspective.
much bigger
Yes.
now.
Too many. Yeah, we got too many.
All right, now it is stowed. This is a couch, but this is how we stow our stuff. when we're
Yeah,
traveling,
you're
so
ready for travel right
We're
now.
ready for travel, but this back here comes up and has a back. But one of the things I was going to show you guys and Elizabeth, this is one of the things I built, and this is where our keyboard is. It's
Okay.
stored right back down there. So
Cool.
that's not something we had before. The regular jackknife sofa was here.
Yeah, you did a video on building that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then, of course, this used to be a dinette, and this is our couch now that also folds into a bed. And even better is that we now have these pull-out storage full of our Thrive foods.
Oh, so you use Thrive.
We use Thrive. What a coincidence that you guys use Thrive as well.
Works great with.
It was
yeah.
just a coincidence.
Yeah.
We don't know how that.
So you got all that, or you don't have to put it in the refrigerator.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
That's nice. That's nice.
And so I built these drawers that the pots and pans go in here. Before with the dinette, we had to pick up the cushions and open the thing up, and it was just like this little hole, this area.
Yeah.
This is a lot more convenient. People don't have to get up in order to get stuff out. And we do also, have these cabinets, which are huge for us. I mean, and a lot of RVs don't have this amount
That's
of.
a wonderful
we've got
amount
a
of
lot
cabinet space.
And it goes all the way back. So it does give us pause when we're looking at other RVs, because we notice that in other RVs, just the countertop space here is bigger than what we have, is bigger than other RVs that have like a corner sink.
So there are 10 of you,
Yes.
and when you're stuck inside in the pouring rain, where do you all sit?
We can actually all sit on these couches if we're squeezed in together.
Okay.
We've got our cajon.
We do have the cajon. And then, but usually there's some people that may be back in their beds, or
You got
we're
like
back
bunk beds back there,
there.
right?
Yeah, if you want to go back there, you can take a peek.
This is like the girls' room back here.
That's
Yeah.
we call it girldom.
Girldom.
Yeah, girldom.
Girldom, yeah.
And so there are 4 bunk beds there. So there's 4.
Two bunks on each side.
These do fold out into double beds, and they're actually bigger than what the dinette had and what the jackknife couch had. So there's more sleeping space. So theoretically, we could have 2 here and 2 here. So theoretically, that's 8 right there.
Right.
And then
2 and 2.
there is, of course, a double bed, or not a queen bed back here.
Okay, the master, yeah.
Right. And if
Okay.
that's kind of piled on with,
Guitars and things.
yeah.
Look in the
Well, and then of course everybody has to have guitar storage when they're traveling, right?
Right.
you have a
So
separate
that's our.
shelf.
Okay.
I've got my guitar hooks up there, and
Sit on the Toilet seat.
And they stay in place there.
It's nice to have just
Not
an
well.
actual
When we're traveling, I put them on the bed.
Oh, okay.
But when we're stowed, when we're camped out, we just put them up there, and then we
Sure,
can,
and
I
then
can grab them very
pull it out.
easily.
Okay,
And,
cool.
yeah, that's easy.
And quite often, like you said, you have places where
Very good.
And
maybe you have
a
shower.
few other items that I built in here are there's that dresser drawer back there.
These kids are going to town already here. Keep the lid.
That was just floor space in there, but I also we built the drawer for just odds and ends. But more
The
importantly,
reason I don't is because it's hard to get
printer
the,
that slides out.
Okay.
So I have easy access to
But the main
that.
thing is
that
that I
printer.
haven't found the edges
And
to
then
be sharp
on
on
this
the
side,
inside, but the piece
I don't
from
know
the
if you can
top.
see
Yeah.
So that's what I was
built,
saying. Wherever that went, the piece
more
that pops
drawers
off the top
down
is
here.
really sharp. So
Everything else is
show me
pretty
the
standard,
camera that we
you know,
got from Thrive.
similar to you guys.
I
But as you can
had to
see,
use
we don't
the-
have near the floor space that you guys
yeah,
have.
Right.
and it cranks like this. So just
Every
so
now
much
and when
better
we're
for
like
my
this,
hands.
it does get a
Very
little
powerful.
crowded.
Now, what
This
you-
is really hard because these cans are.
This is your slide here?
Yeah, it's out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can I
this
show
is
you
it.
something? Can I
That's
show you something real quick?
we're
Sue?
about maybe 18 inches,
Mm-hmm.
I
Show you
think.
something. All right. Now I'm going to see if I can get this right. Oh, please get it right. Get it right. Okay. We have Marissa, and oh my goodness, I can't believe I got this old. Anyway, I'll get it. That's so embarrassing. I had all your names. And you have Emily and Becca and Elizabeth, and I am so embarrassed. Just whisper.
I got it.
Hannah. Yes, Hannah. I would. Whenever it embarrasses me, I never forget again. Okay, so all right. So we have Marissa and Hannah and Elizabeth. That one I remember for some reason, and Becca and Emily. All right, ladies. These are 5 of the daughters here, and we have one more cutie that we'll introduce in a minute, and then we'll have the guys in the family. Yeah. What has been something that you think has been, I don't know, kind of a cool thing about all being able to travel like this? What have you enjoyed? What do you think?
Well, I'm Marissa.
Good job, Marissa.
Thank you. I really like being all together all the time. It's a little depressing when we get in a big house or something and we all scatter. That's sad to me. But I like being all together, and I like all the different adventures and all the different food. There's plenty of different food along the way.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. What do you guys like to make when you're crocheting?
Well, lately we've been making things for the new baby. Or they
Oh.
have. I only just started today.
Oh, that's so cool. So, Hannah, what are you making?
A blanket for the baby.
Let's let me see. Oh, how pretty. You're making like the little flowers?
Yeah, I haven't finished one. This is how it's supposed to look. It'll be a lot of squares.
That is going to be beautiful. Looks really soft, too. She will love that. She's a she, by the way. Yes. And what are you making, sweetheart? This is Elizabeth.
I'm making a shawl.
Very nice. I love that
It'll be a lot
color.
bigger.
Oh, it'll get bigger, huh? Yeah, it's kind of a little one right now. Yeah, you sort of maybe could fit it on one shoulder. And what are you making, Becca?
Trying to make a scarf.
Making a scarf? Well, good. That's great. All right, so is there something you like to do specially, Emily? Do you have like a hobby you like to do?
I like playing instruments and drawing and stuff like that.
Cool. What instruments do you play?
Ukulele and piano and violin a little bit.
My goodness, ukulele, piano, and violin. We even maybe have a violin around here, but we definitely have.
And a ukulele
We
and
have
a
a
piano.
ukulele and a piano. Very good. That's cool. Neat. Do you have something special you like to do, Elizabeth?
I like to read and crochet. And I play the ukulele too.
Play the ukulele. Oh, neat. I love how in Hawaii they call it ukulele. Ukulele. So, what do you like to do?
I like reading and crocheting, and my favorite things are piano and writing.
Piano and writing. What kind of stuff do you like to write?
Lots of different things.
That is really cool. So, have you ever done like poetry or anything like that?
A little bit.
Cool. That is really neat. Okay. Now, I know that you love to draw and paint.
Yes, I
Yes,
do.
this is Marissa. She has worked very hard on her art.
Oh, Ellie, you
You just wanna-
go over there?
Go over by Elizabeth and just
Hi.
come on, be
That's
be your
okay.
be your nice smiley self.
Yeah, they're not usually this,
Quiet.
Quiet.
Yeah.
This is Eliana.
they're being
Isn't that a
shy.
beautiful name? It's Eliana. How old are you, sweetheart?
6.5.
6.5. I love how when you're little, those halves are very important. I remember that for sure. Absolutely. What do you like to do?
I like to crochet.
Are you making stuff for the new baby? Aw, that's wonderful. So you're crocheting too. Very good. Do you like music too? Oh, good. Good. Okay,
Why don't you
hon.
tell Eliana? Why don't you tell her what you do for our concerts?
I sing.
Do you sing in the concerts?
I sing Jesus songs.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you are Elijah. I see you've got a book here. You like to read?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love to read. My grandson and I are always talking about new good books we're recommending to each other. So you enjoy reading? Neat. What else? What other kind of stuff do you like to do?
I like baking and cross stitches.
Cool. Cool. Oh, cross stitch can be really incredibly gorgeous stuff. That's really cool. What do you like to bake?
Mostly brownies.
Man's got taste. Yes. That's very good. So what's something that you have enjoyed or been kind of a neat thing about traveling like you guys have been?
All the national parks and the hikes and stuff we get to go to.
That is cool. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Elijah, he's got his Grand Canyon shirt on, and he's got this patch. Show him the
Right.
patch.
Well, this Phantom Ranch patch.
Uh-huh.
It's
Sure.
a patch you can only get if you hike to the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Wow. I mean, you earn that by hiking all the way down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. That is a major hike. Very cool. That is really cool. It's got a rattlesnake on it.
Yeah.
Phantom Rattler. Cool. That's
Supposedly that rattlesnake, is it a pink or
Pink,
pink rattlesnake, is only found at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. So that's why
Wow.
it's that distinction. So.
Imagine if he was up on the top, he'd get sunburned.
You get sunburn at the bottom too. Yeah, it's hot down there.
Maybe that's why he's pink.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, surprisingly, it was snowing at the top, and it was hot at the bottom.
Wow.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the world's only sunburned rattlesnake.
Yeah.
And right here, we have Judah. How old are you, sweetheart? You are 3. And who do you have on your shirt and your shoes? Isa, who's that on your shirt?
All of a
Can you
sudden.
hand him to me? Who is that?
Mickey Mouse.
That's Mickey Mouse. Yeah, you're styling today. You've got Mickey Mouse on your shirt and you're holding Mickey Mouse. He's even on your shoes. Very good. Do you have fun getting to travel around with everybody? Yeah. Do you play the ukulele? You will someday. Yep. Yep. I bet they're glad to have you take care of everybody, huh? Yeah. Well, it's very nice to have you here at our house, Judah. Nice to meet you. All right. Well, that is all 8 children, and the 9th is just not quite ready to speak up for herself yet, but she will be. Yep.
Just,
My favorite question people ask is, how do you get them to school every day? Or do you fly to all your events?
we did. We had one lady say, "Well, what about school? Do you guys fly back? Every week
Every week,
to
yeah.
go?" Oh yeah, we just get on the private jet.
Of course.
We just call up a pilot, and they'll find us wherever we are.
Road school.
Yeah, one of my questions would be, do you have to take numbers for the bathroom? So every time
Yes.
I see where somebody's living, it's like, how are you working that out?
We do.
Yeah.
I get bathroom privileges because I'm pregnant. So I will, when we stop, I holler dibs, and then they all get out of the way. But
I do have to say though that our lives are a little different than maybe other people that are full time on the road, and all they have is their RV. because we stay in church parking lots most of the time, and most of the time the church will give us the key or code or whatever and give us access to the church. So we usually have a kitchen available to us, bathrooms, sometimes even showers, and oftentimes
A
areas
nursery.
to nursery
A
or
library.
teen room or something like that where we can
Yeah.
spread out and stretch out. So
That's
it's
cool.
not as, like we're all crammed in our trailer all the time. It's
Right.
not like that.
Well, so there you have it. There's our visit with Steve and Christy and family from the Travel Bags.
Yep. They were here for actually a couple of days. We loved it. There really wasn't room right here for their whole trailer and setup. So
Only part of their trailer.
yeah. So anyway, they actually stayed at a nearby state park,
Yeah.
and it worked out really, really well.
So if you'd like to check them out, like I said through the video a couple times, they do have their own channel called the Travel Bags. The Channel Bags.
Yeah, the travel
The
bag.
Travel Bags, and there's a link down below for that. Steve also has some CDs available of all of his original music. I think he's got 4 of them now, and one's a Christmas CD with Marissa
With
singing with him.
Marissa's on there, yeah.
And the other 3 are just him, but it's all professionally recorded and everything. It sounds
Very
really
good.
nice.
Yeah, they're very good.
And he has them for sale on his website. If you would like to get their music and support their ministry by doing that, then there's a link below for their website and all the information, contact information for them if you'd like to travel, if you'd like to check them out
Right.
and travel with them.
Right.
I really enjoy their videos. I always eagerly await their new releases. So,
We're gonna be including pretty soon here a little bit more information about Marissa's art.
right.
Look for that video. It's rather exceptional.
Yeah,
Really
we have
beautiful.
two more videos coming. Marissa does some exceptional artwork, and she has her own website about that. So we'll be showing you some of that as well. Right after they left here that evening, they went to a church that was not too far away and did a
Yeah.
concert. So we went with them and we recorded the entire concert. So in the next video or next couple of videos, we will be releasing that as well. Now it's probably over an hour long, but it's their whole concert and very enjoyable.
Really good.
So look for those 2 videos.
Yes.
Yep.
So.
Okay, guys, thanks a lot for watching and coming along and meeting the Travel Bags.
Yep. Yeah. It was wonderful.
Yep.
Wonderful visit.
Yep.
All righty.
So, all right, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share and comment and
Yeah. All that good stuff. Yep.
okay.
All right.
You be blessed. You have a great day.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Rejoice, the sun is shining. Rejoice, my spirit is flying. Rejoice, 'cause I have been given a brand new day. Rejoice, the sun is shining. Rejoice, my spirit is flying. Rejoice, 'cause I have been given a brand